Welcome students. In previous chapter we discussed about multimedia and the basic building blocks of multimedia. To create a multimedia presentation using these building blocks, we need application programs known as multimedia authoring tools. These authoring tools provide the important framework to organize and edit the multimedia element like graphics, sound, video and animations. So generally the authoring tools are classified into three categories. So here I describe some authoring tools, types of authoring tools. First, card or page based tool. Second, icon and event based tool. And third one, most important, time based tools. So first, card or page based tool. In card or page based authoring tools, the elements are organized as a page of a book or pile of a card. So the authoring tools link this page into an organized sequence. These type of tools are useful when the different elements can be viewed individually, like the pages of a book. Some example of card or page based authoring tools are HyperCard and Multimedia Toolbox. Second, icon and event based tool. In icon and event based authoring tools, the elements are organized as objects in a structural framework or process. So here you need to build the flowchart of the events or task and then add the element as per the structure. And some example of icon and event based authoring tools are Authorware and Icon Authorware. You can see the screenshot of software that is Authorware and Icon Authorware. Third one, most important tools and which is most popular nowadays, that is time based tools. In time based authoring tools, the elements are organized along a timeline. They are useful when you want to give a message that has a beginning and end. The elements are displayed as per the time or location of the events. Time based authoring tools are the most popular amongst all. So some example of time-based authoring tools. You can see here its screenshot, that is Symphing Studios. It is a pencil, flash and detector. So there are many multimedia tools available in the market. Some of these tools are proprietary while others are open source. Some of the open source animation tools easily available on internet are Pencil and Symphing. So Pencil software described here. Pencil is a 2D animation software that lets you create traditional hand-drawn animation using both bitmap and vector graphics. It can be freely downloaded from pencilanimation.org. It is available on various operating systems like Linux, Windows and Mac operating system. The interface of Pencil software looks quite similar to other animation or drawing softwares. In Pencil animation software, you can create good animation if you are good at a free hand drawing instead of object drawing. So for object drawing and animation, let us learn about an open source animation tools called Symphing Studio. Symphing Studio is a time-based multimedia authoring tools that falls in the category of open source. It is available free of cost on the internet and can be downloaded from symphing.org. Symphing Studio is 2D vector animation software released in 2005. Remember students, under the GNU GPL. So GPL stands for General Public License. It is designed to produce film quality animation with fewer people and resources. It is available on various operating systems like Linux, Windows and Mac operating system. The first version of Symphing was 6.0.61.05 and a new version have been regularly launched with additional feature till date. The latest version of Symphing is 0.63.05, but now you can download 1.3.16. It is the latest version on Symfing.org. Remember, since it is not available as a standard package in Ubuntu Linux, we need to install it first. Once installed, it will be available under the graphic option of applications menu. Symfing stores animation in XML. XML stands for Extensible Markup Language File Format. File is often compressed using compression software gzip, which stands for GNU-zip. This file use the file name extension .sif in uncompressed form or .sifz in compressed form. Remember, students, in uncompressed form it is used .sif extension, and in compressed form it is used .sifz extension. So students, you can see the Symfing Studio Windows layout here. Symfing Studio generally divided into three parts. You can see here it is a toolbox, it is a canvas window, and there are two panels in Symfing window. One of vertical windows, means vertical panels, and second one that is horizontal panels. Okay, so let's start the Symfing Studios here. Double click on Symfing Studios icon. You can see here, when you start Symfing Studio, you must have observed that it does not start in one window, but opens a number of individual windows on the desktop. We can drag the window to change the size. If you want to reset the Symfing Studio window, the default window arrangement, then you can use toolbox, file menu, choose panels, and choose reset windows to original layout. So you can see the windows arranged in default mode. You can choose drag and drop option for to resize it. You can see here it is a toolbox window, means toolbox. It is a main window of Symfing Studio. It is a canvas window. There are two panels, vertical panels, and it is a horizontal panels. So let's describe toolbox here first. So it is a toolbox. You can see here toolbox. You can see screenshot of toolbox. Toolbox is the main window. It contains system menu and tools to create and edit your artwork. Closing the toolbox exits the application. If you close the toolbox, then it will shut. Even if you have several projects open, there will only be one toolbox for all. Using the toolbox, we can create a new file, open an existing file, save the file, and set up properties. So the toolbox also contains the general tools like circle, rectangle, transform, and others for creating and editing and project. So the toolbox window is separated into three areas or palette. You can see here Symfing Studio toolbox separated into three palettes: upper palettes, middle palettes, and lower palettes. So first, upper palettes. So work related to the file can be done. It contains button for standard file operation like creating the new file, open a file, save all files, undo and redo, as well as access to the setting dialog and the help system. Middle palette. In the middle palette, we have the tools like circle, rectangle, transform, and others. It is useful for creating and manipulating an object. It has 18 tools. It has 18 tools, like you can see here: transform tool, smooth move tool, scale tool, rotate tool, mirror tool, fill tool, width tool, draw tool. The lowest palette, The lowest palette contains the default setting for new layers like foreground color, background color, brush size, blend method, opacity, gradient, interpolation. So let's understand first for lowest palette. So here you can see here lowest palette is upper palette, middle palette and lower palette. So first you can see here it is a outline colors and it is a fill color. So known as the foreground and background color. It creates the fill and the outline colors for the object, and when we create a layer without outline, then it has only fill color. So we can change the color by clicking on fill or outline color. Okay, so next brush size, you can see here by default its value 1. So when you draw any object, you can see here I draw object of circle, then you can see circle draw here, and you can see its fill color, that is blue. You can draw with outline by using its tools option panel in vertical panel. Once again I draw circle, you can see here now it's circle with outline which is with red color. Now brush size, it is a brush size, its default value 1. So when you increase the size of brush, suppose I increase with 5 points. Now see, when I draw the circle, then it will show look like this. Now it is opacity, you can see its default value by default it's display 1.00. see, it's by default 1.00. so what is the meaning of opacity? It controls the layer visibility. 0 means the layer is visible and 1 means the layer is invisible. So see, it's completely visible here because the opacity's value here you can see 1.00. Now I decrease it, you can see by 0. Suppose 5. So now you can see when I draw any object on the canvas window, then you can see it will look like some with a transparent. See, so it is an opacity. You can use brush size, opacity. It is a blend method. So blend method, set the blend method which will be discussed in the later chapter. It is set to by layer default. Then you can see the gradient used by gradient layer as the field. It sets to default gradient between the background color foreground color and background color. It is an interpolation. Each waypoint has an interpolation setting which determines the manner in which the parameter change. So now describe canvas window. You can see here it is a canvas window. When you open a new file or create a new project, you will see the canvas window. It can be seen at the center of the user interface. As you can see, this is the place where you display your artwork and create animation. Whenever we start Simping Studio, a new canvas window appears. The area with the gray checkboard pattern is the working area in which you can create elements or layers and manipulate them. In the upper left corner of the canvas window, you can see here it is a caret, a little black triangle. Clicking on this button, the canvas window menu will pop up, which allows access to most of the Simping features. Generally, in most of the application, you find the side of menu at the top of the screen or at the top of the drawing object. You can also see the timeline which appear. You can see here only when you have non-zero duration in the settings dialog of your project. To the left you can see number of the current frame, and on the right side two buttons to switch. You can see here, switch the animation status and to lock or unlock the keyframe. You can see here it is a time box and it is a lock and unlock keyframes. See the panels, we have two panels, vertical panels and horizontal panels. Generally, Symfony has different types of panels like layer, parameter, history, etc. Panels contain tools and information about certain elements of your project. Some panels will allow you to modify this element. The two windows on the bottom and to the right are customizable dock dialog. Each dock dialog contains a set of panels which are arranged horizontally or vertically. Some panels shares the same space inside the dock dialog and we can switch between them by clicking on their tabs. We can rearrange the content of dock dialog by dragging the panel tab to the where we want it. If accidentally we close a panel, go to the toolbox, select File Panels and click on the name of the panel you need. Discuss the function of some of the important panels. Here, so it is a layer panels. Layer panels, it displays the layer of your working canvas. It also allows you to manipulate this layer. If you draw any object on the canvas, then it will also fall down in layer panels. You can see here. So here we have to draw circle. You can see here, which will also drop down in layer panel. You can see here a layer for circle and it is for outline layer. You can also change its color. Suppose if you want to change its outline color, then choose layer for outline and select it from params panel. You can see on horizontal panels it is a params panel, and choose color option and you can choose any of color. You can say now it is changed with yellow color. You can delete any object from the canvas. If you want to delete any object from the canvas, then you should delete its layer. So right click on it and choose delete layers. Once again right click on it and delete it layers. As per earlier discussed, when you draw any object or apply any effect on the canvas, then it will also fall down in layer window. So any object or any effect have as layer. Next, it is a tools option panel. You can see here tools option for transform tool. If you choose any object or any tools from toolbox window, you can see its parameters. Here we have two parameters active. If you want to draw any circle without any outline, then uncheck it from tools option panel, and if you draw the picture, it will look like this. You can see. You can choose another option from a tools option panel. Suppose I select create plant beeline for a circle tool, and if you draw on the canvas, then it will look like this. You can see it is a navigator panel and it shows a thumbnail image of what the currently selected canvas look like. We can also zoom in and move the focus around. So if you want to focus any part of object, then you can use navigator panel. It is a history panel. So It keeps track of all the action that are done while editing the file. The checkbox column is used to disable specific action without going through the entire action list. So if we want to redo or undo an action or group of action, just click on the checkbox. So there are many other panels, and to know about each, simply hold mouse over its icon and a tooltip will pop up describing its function. Now let us see how to create a new file and set its properties. To create a new file, perform the following steps. So select toolbox and new file. Alternatively, when you start simping, a new file is automatically created. So for properties, click on caret. It is a caret button, little black triangle. Click on it. Select edit option and choose properties option. So when you click on properties option, then you can see properties windows. You can set the name of the file and give a description to your animation here. In the window you can see three tabs, namely image, time and other. The image tab is used to set the image size and image area. You can see here. The time tab is used for editing or setting the start time, end time and frame per second. You can see here the default setting are shown. You can in the screenshot you can see default setting here, frame per second, which is also known as FPS. By default its value 24, start time 0 frame and end time by default it's a 5s, means 5 seconds. If you want to change the end time, then select click on end time text box. Then if you want to change it to by 2 seconds, then type 2s. Now click on apply and select OK button. Then you can see on the timeline window, now our timeline is set for 2 seconds. Let us now see different tools used to create and manipulate an object. So it is a toolbox, and you can see the middle, it is a middle palette. Tools help you to create the artwork for your multimedia project. Simping provide various tools to create and manipulate an object. You can see here each tool has its own set of options and parameters. Tools are visible in the tools option panel and parameters are visible in the params panel. When you select a particular tools, the tools option panel display the options that are available for the tools. So let us first discuss the tools used to draw an object. So here it is a circle tool. So circle tool, when you click on circle tool, then you can see here select choose circle tools. Then you can see it is an option for circle tool. And if you want to draw any object, any circle, then drag in the canvas. Then you can see our circle tool, our circle is ready. So once again, if you want to remove a planet or plant option, then you should delete its layer. So right click on it and choose delete layer. Now you can see there are two ducks. You can see here green duck and blue ducks. So you can see there are 2 points called ducks. So if you want to edit the circle, say for example you want to increase the radius of the circle or move the circle, then click on the duct. So in case the ducts are not visible, then click on the transform tool to see the ducts. You may be wondering what a duct is. So a duct is a handle that is used to control some parameters of layer. For example, a circle will have two ducts, one to control the position of its center and second to control its radius. So it is the point to change the position, and it is for a radius. So if you want to change its radius, then drag it, then you can see ducks comes in different colors and they have specific meaning. So the color of the ducks signifies a change in the following aspect of the object. Suppose green ducks, it is used for the position of the object. Blue duck, it is for use to radius of the circle. Orange ducks for vertex, yellow ducks for curves, and dark blue ducks for to change the angle in a star. We can use the rectangle tools in the same way. It is used to create a rectangle layer. To draw a rectangle, select the rectangle tool and click where you want any corner of the rectangle. So you can see, drag it. Now you can see our rectangle is ready now. You can see in layers panel also, here layer is ready for rectangle and it is for outline. So you can also see the tools option available in the tool option panel for rectangle. We can make the changes to the rectangle by selecting the ducts. If it's not visible, then select transform tool. So you can see now, if you want to move it, then choose green duct. You can see here. So by using green duct, you can move it. So you can see here our rectangle means outline is moved here. Delete it, and you can see there are two ducts for rectangle. You can resize it or move it. Suppose it is moved like this. Likewise, we can use the star and polygon tools to create the star layer and polygon layer. The only change that you can see is while editing them, the ducts for each shape is different and change accordingly. So if you want to draw a star, then choose star tool and drag it on canvas. You can see our star is ready on the canvas. So using transform tool, you can see the ducts. There are 4 ducts for star tool. So center duct, it is used for to change a position of star. It is for radius, so you can increase or decrease its radius. And you can see dark blue duct, it is for rotate. It is a polygon tool, and a polygon can be created using any number of points, and then click on the first point to close it. See, I choose polygon tools, click on it. So create first point, it is second point, third point, and if you want to close it, then select first point and right click on it and choose right click on it, and so after clicking the first point, you can complete it. Same way you can use beeline tool. Beeline tool is used to make object with any number of points and curves. So click on the beeline tool and start inserting the points. So it is a beeline tool, and start inserting a point. You can see here. Now if you want to complete it, then select first point and right click on it and choose loop beeline. And when you click on loop beeline, then you can complete it, but using by transform tool you can complete it. Now you can see our beeline shape is ready here. After discussing about the object drawing tools, now let us discuss some other tools. So it is a draw tool. So you can draw freely on the canvas like pencils. You can see. So it is a draw tool. Fill tool. So the fill tool changes the color of object. It is a fill tool, and you can fill the color in the object. Select the color from the color palette and select the fill tool button and then click on the object. It is same as fill tool from paint program. It is a width tool, and it is eyedrop tool. You can see here it is a eyedrop tool. The eyedrop tool allows you to select colors from eyedrop tool and select the eyedrop tool and then click in the work area to set the default foreground color in the eyedrop tool to be the color you are currently pointing at. Gradient tool. The gradient tool is used to create smooth transition between two or more colors in an object. So when you select the gradient tools, the tools option panel will show the option for the gradient tool. See, it is a gradient tool. When you click on it, then you can see in tools option panel there are four options: linear, radial, conical and spiral. So there are four types of gradient here. So see, for first linear, I choose linear option. This produces a simple transition in a straight line. So set the foreground and background color. Click where you want the gradient to begin and drag to where you want the transition to end. So the gradient will be created perpendicular to the line you drag out. So you can edit the gradient by moving the end point in any direction using the normal tool. So I draw a gradient, and it is a linear gradient. You can see here it is a linear gradient, and you can see here its layer in layer panel. You can move it by its duct. You can see here. Now next radial. So choose once again gradient. Now choose radial from tools option panel. So radials, these produce circular colors with the transition being at the center of those circle. Click where you want the center of the circle to be and drag to set the radius of the transition. So if you want to draw a radial or apply radial gradient effect, then drag it. You can now see it's a radial effect, and choose for radial. You can increase its radius or decrease. Now once again click on gradient and now choose conical. So conical has the appearance of looking down on a tip of a cone. The gradient is along the circular or of the center and goes in all direction. So click to set the center and drag to indicate the direction in which the foreground and background color should go. The center endpoint adjusts the center of the gradient and the other endpoint adjusts the direction of the gradient. So C for conical. Here you can see it is a conical effect for gradient. You can choose any other colors. Now you can see. So now our last gradient option, that is spiral. So for spiral, these produce a spiral gradient. Click to set the center of the spiral and drag to set the tightness. You can see, choose gradient tool and from tools option panel choose spiral. Now I have defined other colors. So it is combination of these two colors. Now see, for spiral I drag it and you can see spiral effect. Now you can increase or decrease its layer by choose a layer from layer panel. You can increase its radius, it will look like this, and you can decrease its radius and it will look like this. Text tool. Text tool allows you to enter text by creating a text layer. It is a text tool. Select the text tool icon from the toolbox and then click on the canvas window where you want the text layer to be created. So click on text. You can see its option in tools option panel. It is for text tool. Now if you want to create any text, then click on canvas, then you can see the dialog box. Now I type any text. Now click on OK button. Then you can see text appear on the layer panels on canvas window, and if you want to change its color, then choose its layer and choose colors from params panel. So it is a params panel and choose it. You can select any colors. So I select a colors and now you can see the effect. You can see the effect of a font color and it will look like this. You can use other tools, like it is a zoom tool. The zoom tool is used to get a closer or far away view of the object in the working area. The zooming does not affect the output result. It is used to just view the object from close or far range. Then it is a width tool. The width tool helps to increase or decrease the width of a line. It acts like the way you use pencil to make a line thicker or eraser to make it thinner. Select the outline layer to change the width on particular segment of a line and then move mouse over that lines. Press the left mouse button and move cursor back and forth along the line. The width of outline will be increased at the place where you move the cursor. To decrease the width, hold Ctrl key while moving the cursor. This tool is used to fine tune the line width. Then we are now familiar with transform tool. So transform tools allows you to select object and to move, rotate or scale the duct. Select the object on the canvas window and click the transform tool. If the object cannot get select as it's obscure of any another layer, then you can select its layer in the layer panel. This will display the ducts of the objects. Select the duct and make the change according to your need. Then it is smooth move tools. Smooth move tools work just like transform tool, except when multiple ducts are selected. Select multiple ducts by pressing Ctrl plus A or dragging a rectangle around the ducts. Now when you drag one of the select duct, the other selected ducts will also move along with it. Then you can see a scale tool. Just as we discussed smooth move tools, here also when we select multiple ducts and drag one of the selected ducts, the other selected ducts will scale relative to the center of the selected group. Last tool, that is rotate tool. As in smooth move and scale tool, when we select multiple ducts and drag one of the selected duct, the other selected duct will move, rotating about the center of the selected group. So students, in this chapter we learned about the authoring tools and its types. We have become familiar with the Symfony user interface and also learned to create a new file and set its properties. We discussed the purpose of each panel, the use of each tools along with the tools option were discussed. We can use these tools to create and manipulate the object and then animate later on. So let us now learn to animate this object. Having learned functionalities of various tools available in Symfony, we can now proceed to create a multimedia animation using these tools. Thank you very much.